Good morning.
Good afternoon.
James had to take a sip of beer. I didn't realize you were taking a sip of beer.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is James and Cara with Kerouacs Cruising, and we are getting ready to cruise. But before we do, we wanted to wrap up our Grand Canyon episodes. So, last but not least, our favorite businesses in the area. We've been living up here for a few years, and we've definitely come to fall in love with few places or that have become our definite go-tos before anywhere else.
These are going to be our favorite businesses that if you disperse camping or camping in a trailer, that you really need to know about. Entertainment, where to get water and dump your sewer, get rid of your trash.
Before you
take
head to the next
showers around the Grand Canyon. This is our last one for Grand Canyon. We're heading to Idaho to have a baby. I don't know why we're going to Idaho to have a baby, but that's where we're going to decide to go to
have a grandbaby. Going to Idaho to have a grandbaby.
My son and his wife having a grandbaby, and we're going to Idaho. We're going to start if you're at the Grand Canyon, and then work our way all the way to Williams.
In the national park itself, and we've been kind of learning in our little bit of research that a lot of the national parks offer a similar thing if they have campgrounds. You can actually dump your RV for free. If you follow the signs to where the campground is, Mather Campground, or to the laundromat, it'll take you right to the dump station. So you can pull in, clean out your RV, and refill your water. If you've got water jugs, you can refill your water jugs. But right there also, they've got laundromat. And I think when we were there last, it was $2.25 to wash. And what was it, $1.50 to dry for 36
$1 to
minutes?
Start the washer.
The dryer?
The dryer.
Yeah, to start the dryer. I thought it was $1.20. It doesn't matter. It's pretty inexpensive. It's definitely the cheapest in northern Arizona.
I think the showers were $8.
Yeah, and in unique quarters, they have
a coin
machine, so you just need dollars. I think it takes ones, fives, and tens. So it's really cheap shower, really cheap laundry. You can, for free, dump your tank. So that's a really great option. Get you on your way as inexpensively as possible. If you're hanging out the canyon anyways, it's a really great way to get you on your way.
And get rid of your trash. They have a dumpster right there.
Yep, get rid of your
trash. So dumpster's huge. Go ahead, man.
Near the campground in the national park, they do have the general store. That, closer to the Grand Canyon, is going to be your cheapest spot to get groceries. Park Service has a tendency to cap their prices, preventing them from getting too crazy, whereas outside of the national park, they'll charge you as much as they think you're going to pay. Plus, you're only paying state sales tax. There is no city sales tax. There is no county sales tax. Prices are just a little bit more affordable. They're still elevated compared to if you were in your normal town going to your normal grocery store, because it is so remote. They're going to have ice. They're going to have beer, huge beer selection. They've got fresh meat. They have a butcher department. They got souvenirs, of course. They're going to have tons of fresh produce.
They got camping equipment and hiking equipment.
And they've got rentals. I don't know exactly what they offer for rent. They offer alternative foods too. So if you're like us and you have a more restricted diet, they offer things like the Siete chips and the Simple Mills snacks and vegetarian options. They have tofu and stuff like that. So it's a pretty wide variety for a small grocery store. Probably will have anything you could dream of wanting to need closer to the Grand Canyon. So then that's really great. But then if you head south, maybe you were camping in the national forest. You don't want to go north before you go south. There is Raptor Ranch as an option. That's going to be in the little town of Valle. You'll see the chevrons on the left-hand side. Raptor Ranch is on the right. It is an option for a dump station. I don't think it's cheap.
So I think it was $20 to dump. The propane, they have propane that you can fill there. That's one of the things that camper services in the park where the showers are. They don't have propane refill.
They do have a grocery store there, so you could pack up on supplies if you wanted. It's very minimal. Of course, it's going to be elevated kind of campground prices. They do have a little restaurant there where you can grab a burger or a pizza. And then if you continue south, you got at Williams, the Love's truck stop. They have
showers, really big showers,
really,
2 people comfortably.
James and I recently, not at this particular Love's, but did on a journey take advantage of a Love's truck stop shower. It was $17. They didn't question that there was two of us. We were able to both just go in there, take a shower quickly because we were probably in and out of there in 30 minutes, but plenty of space to do so. You can ask for extra towels if you need to. That's a really great option.
They have dump station, water station there.
And you can get propane.
Yeah, propane. They have pretty much everything.
So if you need to get gasoline,
gas,
this
diesel.
Could be your one-stop shop for everything.
And they have some groceries and 2 restaurants.
Yep, they got Carl's Jr., they got Subway, so you could really grab everything you needed in one stop.
That's going to sum it up for really camper services. We're going to talk about on a rainy day in the park and some things to do and places to eat that we feel that are worth mentioning, our favorite spots.
So a friend of ours actually just recently opened up a tour company. This gentleman, Eric, we worked with him at the El Tovar, just working with him professionally. He was definitely a favorite for us to work with. He is a consummate professional for sure. But he has been living actually in the Grand Canyon National Park for over a decade now. He's explored all over the canyon. He's been all the way down to the bottom. He's worked with people who have been working in the national park for decades. He's got probably hundreds of stories and experiences that he shares with his guests on tour. And what Eric does, which I think is really special, is he offers essentially affordable luxury tours. He's got a fancy dancy van that's got heated seats, cooled seats. He's got little tablets, or I don't think they're tablets. I think they're actually part of the vehicle. I have no idea. But he's got state-of-the-art technology in his van that he's taking you out on these tours. He's offering you coffee to start, snacks throughout the tour, and then he's going to take you to dinner after sunset. So it's a really incredible experience that is tailored to you because it's a small group. There's just going to be a few people with you if you didn't just rent the whole van. Not only is he extraordinarily knowledgeable about the Grand Canyon National Park, its history, and the natural wonders of the Grand Canyon, but he's really an incredible person just to have a conversation with. So in going on tour with him and gaining his knowledge about the Grand Canyon, you're also just going to get a deeper connection with an incredible human being. So we strongly recommend his tours. You can get more information or book a tour at gcexplorertours.com. Of course, his website will be in our show notes. I definitely recommend, whether you're going to be at the Grand Canyon for just one day or you're going to be there for a week, definitely try to get in with Eric's tours. If you're just going to be there for a day, you're going to get the most bang for your buck, the most bang for your time. You're going to be filled with so much information and get some really incredible views. If you're going to be there for an extended amount of time, I strongly recommend booking Eric's tour at the very beginning of your experience at the Grand Canyon, because not only is he going to give you a really great bouncing point, but he's going to be able to give you tons of information and tons of ideas for things to do. No matter what your focus is, whether you want to do some hiking, mountain biking, get those beautiful Instagram-worthy photos, whatever it is that is driving your Grand Canyon vacation, Eric's going to be able to point you in the right direction and give you what you're really looking for. So again, at Grand Canyon Explorer Tours, the website is gcexplorertours.com.
Now, if you want to hike down in to the Grand Canyon, you can find private guides that I recommend, and them guides are going to be first aid certified, and they're going to keep your family safe. We're going to go into our favorite restaurants around the Grand Canyon. They're really attached to mostly hotels, so it's not really any freestanding restaurants. These are restaurants that are attached to some of the most beautiful hotels in and around the Grand Canyon.
My personal favorite, and again, it's kind of like the Grand Canyon Jeep Tours and Safaris, is near and dear to my heart because it's where I used to work, where I was happiest when I was a server on the Rim. On the east side of the Bright Angel Lodge is the Arizona Steakhouse. They just redid this restaurant. Before I left, it had never reopened after being remodeled. So it's absolutely beautiful on the inside. Really do a great job. I know that the staff who makes it up there, you kind of have to make the cut. The staff that makes the Arizona Steakhouse, they have a lot of pride in what they do. They're the top of the line, both cooks-wise, server-wise. Most of the servers have been there decades. So you're going to get an absolutely incredible experience, and every seat in that restaurant has a Grand Canyon view. So if you can get there before the sun goes down, definitely recommend doing so. Unfortunately, I strongly recommend avoiding this restaurant during lunch The Grand Canyon train drops off up to 2,000 people a day, and these people have nowhere else to go but the Grand Canyon Village. So for lunch, these restaurants are really super busy. But dinner, absolutely perfect. Try to avoid it directly after sunset because everybody watches sunset and then they're starving. So go before sunset, or the service will hate me for saying this, just before closing is your best time to get in. If you don't have a reservation, but you can always try to make reservations by calling them, get on their website, grandcanyonlodges.com, Arizona Steakhouse, and you can make reservations online.
The best way to get in any restaurant in the canyon, as far as a sit-down fine dining, is make a reservation, ahead of time.
Absolutely.
Even if you're just leaving Las Vegas and you're driving over there for that one day, try to get the reservation while you're driving.
Yeah.
Because they do walk-ins, but your walk-in, you could wait 2-3 hours and you might not even get in.
Yeah, and the Altovar especially, a lot of the time will just completely shut off walk-ins.
Yeah, I was going to bring up the Altovar. So Cara worked at the Arizona Steakhouse. I was a server at the Altovar, which is in the Altovar Hotel. They have a lounge, and then they have the main restaurant. That is probably the most fine dining in the canyon as far as price point. I'm not saying the Arizona
Service.
I'm not saying the Arizona Steakhouse is better or worse. I think they're both on the same playing field, in my opinion. The Altovar, again, has window seats, and you will find some unique dishes there, and just the decor, looking at the hotel, it's
the history, it's beautiful.
The history, been there since 1901. Definitely recommend going to the Altovar. The best time to go to the Altovar to get a table for walking service is for breakfast. No reservations, first come, first serve.
Between 8 and 10, usually you can get right in there.
Yeah. And lunchtime, Cara already talked about it, the train's there. It's going to be super busy.
It's a zoo.
You need a reservation or you're going to wait. Yeah. And they do walk-ins, but there's a line usually out the front door for walk-ins.
Of the hotel. Out the front door of the hotel.
And they have some signature items, the French onion soup, stuff like that. It's fine dining. People are wearing tuxedos. Very expensive.
But don't feel like you have to dress up to go to these restaurants. People show up off the trail. They're in their hiking gear. They're still sweaty and smelly from being on the trail, and they're going to eat at these restaurants. So do not feel like you need to dress up to go to these restaurants.
You wear whatever you want.
Wear whatever you are comfortable in.
Even though on the website it won't tell you that specifically.
Yeah, you show up in anything.
You can show up in anything.
Where they're not going to turn you away.
My probably next favorite, and it's probably going to different from Cara, the Pizza Pub at Maswick Lodge. They have TVs in there. They offer a couple different beers, and I love pizza. Mm-hmm. So you can't go wrong. And also,
you're going to find that in our podcast. We love pizza. Mm-hmm. If we go out to eat, we're probably going to a pizza restaurant.
Maswick Lodge is off the beaten path. You're not getting no canyon view, nothing like that. So usually not a ton of people unless it's a holiday. Pizza Pub's a great option. They do have souvenirs in there, and they have an area where they do buffet-style food. But
not buffet, cafeteria style.
Cafeteria, I guess, yeah. Cafeteria-style food.
So kind of a similar thing to the Maswick Pub is the Yavapai Tavern. So this is at the Yavapai Lodge, which is close to the camper services and the general store. They have a cafeteria kind of style restaurant, but the tavern itself has kind of unique burgers. So they offer like an elk burger with like all these eclectic, it had like feta cheese and some kind of compote and just absolutely delicious. So their burger there are meaty, they're delicious, they're big, and plus they've got a bunch of beers on tap. They try to focus on local beers. For a lower price point, it's again not going to be right on the rim. That's a really great option.
We're just going to review the restaurants in the Grand Canyon. Altovar in the Altovar Hotel. Arizona Steakhouse and Bright Angel Hotel, Pizza Pub at Maswick Lodge, and Yavapai Tavern and Yavapai Lodge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now for Tusayan, my favorite spot, hands down, is Plaza Bonita. Everything on that menu is really good. I feel like they give you the most bang for your buck, but their margaritas are spectacular, particularly their organic margarita.
Yeah, I agree with Cara on Plaza Bonita. That's our favorite place to go. That's where we eat, and we get margaritas, and even, they have good options of beer. One of my favorite restaurants, just because I like entertainment, is the Squire Inn, but the Coronado Room. Really good food up there. They have a really good menu. And then if you're not up for something, sit down, really upscale, you can go downstairs to their pub. And then they got like TVs and then more sandwiches and bar food.
Yeah, they got like nachos, pub burger or whatever.
Yeah.
And they usually have whatever sports is going on playing on those TVs.
Yeah.
And then across the way from there, across from the pub,
they have the arcade and the bowling alley. And you can just go down there, the arcade and bowling alley, anytime, really. But if you want to experience the Squire Resort altogether, they offer a resort pass, the only place in the area. And they have 2 swimming pools, 1 door outdoor, 2 hot tubs, 1 door outdoor. They have a fitness gym. And every night at 7 o'clock, they play a movie for kids in the pool area. That's
the indoor pool.
In the indoor pool area that the resort pass covers. So if you're just looking for an activity to do on a hot summer day and the canyon's too hot, the Squire Inn's really nice because of the pool. And they have an outdoor bar. They have a ping pong table set up. They have a big chessboard, pieces as big as people.
Yeah. It's a giant chessboard, yeah.
Cornhole, the typical games outside. But yeah, they have a lot of outdoor games on a little grass spot. Area that they have. So that's a great spot. And they got frozen drinks outside.
Yeah. And that's resortpass.com. You just look for the Best Western or do Grand Canyon. And it's $20 a person. I think the little ones are free.
Yep.
So that's a really awesome thing to do. You don't have to get the hotel to enjoy those nice amenities.
Oh, and you get $5 worth of arcade games, and you get free bowling shoes with the resort pass.
Oh, yeah.
Plus all the other stuff you get
access to.
Yeah. So it's a good pass.
And I tell you, if you hike the canyon all day, sitting in that jacuzzi in the evening, there's nothing better. So take advantage of it if you're in the area. Cool place to hang out.
The other amenities that are in Tusayan that I think, and it's free if you have kids, is they have a playground on Jim Loop Road, and you follow it up. It's on the left-hand side. They got bathrooms up there, but they got a basketball court, tennis court, and then a big play area for kids, 2 to 12, really big monkey bars and all that stuff. Pretty cool spot to go up, and it's completely free.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cara likes the Grand Canyon IMAX movie.
Yeah, it's the Grand Canyon from the river perspective. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to see the Grand Canyon from the bottom looking up. So it just gives you a unique perspective. And of course, it's an IMAX, so it's like being there.
That's our favorite spots in Tusayan. You can explore further. There is other stuff. There's a couple steakhouses or whatever, but them are our favorite places. They do have the helicopter tours, and they do rent like side-by-sides at the airport where the helicopter tours are, stuff like that. We're going to go about 60 miles south into Williams, Arizona. And my favorite restaurant in Williams, and it's really because I'm a local, and that's just where we go and eat because it's got local prices, is Wild West Junction. Mm-hmm. You can sit inside or outside. And they just got basic cowboy food, potatoes and steak and ribs and brisket. And then they got a variety of bar food.
And I don't think they have a plate over $22, and that's including like filet mignon or a rack of ribs. Like, they're really fair priced.
The only place in town you're going to get $3 beer.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is going to be $5 to $7.
Yeah.
There's dollar bills all over the walls from when they first opened.
It's the town dive bar for sure.
Yeah, they got pretty good food for the price. So that's my favorite spot.
I really like Frontier. This is a newer restaurant in town run by one of the families that have grown up there. They've got several restaurants in town, and they own a historic brewing company, and you'll see them at various locations. Their Pie Hole Porter is probably going to be their most famous, and it is my absolute favorite. But the Frontier restaurant, it's kind of a cowboy barbecue kind of restaurant. It has like slow-cooked ribs, smoked chicken wings, really good. Their barbecue sauces are good.
Baked macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, we don't eat those kind of things often, but if I'm going to eat macaroni and cheese, this is where I'm going because they do it well. I'm not disappointed. What else did they have that we really, really liked? Oh, their fried Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Everything there, every time we've eaten there, smoker food obviously isn't fresh, but all of the sides
vegetables
are always super fresh, super hot. They get that food out to you as soon as it comes up. They're kind of the style restaurant that they serve you the food as it comes up. So everything comes out in stages. But I think that's great because none of your food's getting old and you're able to enjoy things a little faster, a little sooner. I'd rather be eating sooner. I don't know about you. I'm always starving when we get to restaurants. So the sooner they bring out the food, the happier I am.
And I like hot food.
Hot food.
I don't want to get old and cold in the window.
So I love Frontier. We've gotten the food even to go once. Our friend Caroline, I love you, Caroline. We miss you. She came up to visit one time and we ordered the food to go and she brought it up. And so by the time it got to us, it'd been an hour. Yeah.
Hour plus.
Probably an hour. And we just mowed. It was so good. Even the Brussels sprouts cold were still good. Like it has good flavor. We enjoyed it.
And Frontier, some of the fun things, if you got kids at Frontier, they got a bunch of games there. It's a beer garden, but one of the cool things there is they let you mine for gold.
Mm-hmm.
And kids always find that fun. And they got some like shooting games or whatever, but gold mining, they have a little fake river set up with pans and stuff. So that's really cool. That's a cool spot, and it's a nice outdoor area. And then the only other place I'll give a good heads up to, and it's not a big restaurant, but the food's always good, is Dorotai. It's also called Twister's Dorotai now, and it's just got a weird backstory. Twister's been in town for a long, long time. And the lady
50 style, soda shop?
Yeah, 50 style soda shop. 50s diner, basically. Now it's Dorotai with a twist. Part of Twisters.
Yes, they wanted to honor the history of the building and what people loved it for. But they're selling bomb Thai food. Like you can get burgers and stuff there too. But the Thai food is so good. And the same thing, it's fair priced.
Fair price, you get a big portion. So them are the restaurants we recommend. Things to do, we said Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Grand Canyon Railways there, so you can take a train ride. Thanksgiving to January, you can do the Polar Express. Right in the center of town, they have a zip line. They also have Arizona Canyon Coaster, the only alpine coaster in Arizona or in the country.
I think it's
just in Arizona.
I think. I'm not sure. We'll have to Google it.
And you just visited Arizona? What's Arizona?
So it's a drive-through wildlife park. That was with B. Love you, miss you too, V. We did just a girls' day, and we went and drove around. And it's unfortunately what I don't like about it is like a zoo, but it's a really expansive outdoor zoo. So there's a bunch of animals that are in a maintained habitat. So you drive through, and there's just enough of them that you're seeing things no matter what. I mean, you're seeing Arctic wolves and bears and buffalo or bison, I guess it is. So it's a cool experience. That was a lot of fun. And then they've got an indoor jaguar exhibit. They've got otters, but that's a fun little thing to do. You could really spend all day there with the kids, go drive through once and then go have lunch and then go drive through again and walk through the exhibit. They have a huge gift store.
And they do have, so you can drive through, but then they also have a walking one where they're going to have like porcupines, a beaver, and all the small animals. That they even had a couple of monkeys there. They had really, really big polar bears in the walking exhibit, fox, coyote, and they have like concessions out there too. And that I only touched on the surface of the animals. They got all kinds of birds, and then you drive around, then you walk around. And then they have the restaurant inside, souvenirs inside.
And you pay per car. It's like $20 a car.
$20 for the whole family,
The whole car. So it's really inexpensive thing to do all day. The restaurant's not inexpensive, but the food's good. Jeff does a really good job there. And it's one of the local favorites. It's a locally owned business, employs a lot of employees, and they treat them well. It's a great spot to go support.
So I think that wraps up Williams, right? That's some entertainment in Williams, some restaurants.
It's a nice centralized spot because you're an hour south of the Grand Canyon, about an hour away from Sedona. 40 minutes to Flagstaff. Yeah, so it's a great jumping off point if you wanted to stay closer to Williams. We'll have a future episode. It'll probably be several episodes down the line, but about Williams and the camping areas around there. So you're just going to have to keep listening to us until we get around to it.
All right. Till next time.
Till next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Kerouacs Cruising.
We're thrilled to have you with us.
We had a blast recording this episode and hope you enjoyed our adventures as much as we enjoyed sharing them.
For more amazing pictures and stories, visit our website and blog at kerouacscruising.com.
And join the conversation on Facebook at Kerouacs Cruising or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving us a review.
Your support helps us reach more listeners and allows us to continue sharing our travel experiences with you.
It's a generous favor that means the world to us.
Thank you so much for listening to Kerouacs Cruising.
Until next time, happy travels.